Hey guys, it's Troy and I'm back with another pen review, and this one is pretty much by request. I actually had one of you viewers ask me if I have this particular pen, so it's not like I said, hey, can you do a review on this one? It was, hey, do you have this one? And I had to answer, well, no, actually I don't. It's one that's kind of been on my radar, but I've never been able to pick up until now, because I started to actively look for one after it was brought up. So here I am, obviously another Waterman. This is a modern Waterman. As a matter of fact, it is still being offered today by Waterman, with a slight difference, and I'll tell you about that here momentarily. Want a new perspective on life, so I got the Waterman Perspective. This one is the black model. It is the CT version. It's got a medium nib to it, as you can tell by some of the codes here on the edge of the box. This happened to be new old stock. Had never seen ink, so I went ahead and picked it up, and I got a fantastic price on this. I mean, you'll see the MSRP here in just a little bit as to what they're suggested to sell for, and then versus the reality of on sale, what they're selling for. And understand, I still got this a whole lot cheaper than that. So let's go ahead and take it out of the cardboard sleeve, set it aside, and you've got the newer style, the more modern style Waterman box. It is nothing special box, very generic, that Waterman tends to use. So you open it up, and boom, there's the Waterman Perspective. This particular one, like I said, new old stock. It was in really good condition, obviously never seen ink, so I went ahead, picked it up, and I did notice something slightly different about this particular pen. But let's go ahead and take it out, and I'll explain what that difference is. So when you open it up, you can pull off that little pillow that it sits on, and you will see a Waterman ink cartridge. Usually it's Serenity Blue, and what I will do is I will actually just put this over in the drawer with a bunch of other Waterman cartridges that I may use from time to time, and of course a booklet that comes with Waterman pens. So I will replace that, and I will close this up, and I'll put it back in the box and go put this with all the rest of my pen boxes. Alright, so this particular one, one of the first things I notice is obviously it's black and silver. And that's okay. You know, to me, black and gold would be a lot more elegant, but the black and silver is still really good looking. So you look up here at the finial, you've got the Waterman W. I gotta be honest with you, I like the Waterman W much more than the hexagon. And you know, I said previously on another pen video, because it had the Etalon had a hexagon, so why would you put a hexagon there? And someone commented, well, it's part of the Waterman logo. Yes, I know, but why would you put a hexagon when the W is so popular and synonymous with the Waterman logo? That was just my perspective on it. See what I did there? Alright, so here we go. Waterman Perspective. It's an all-metal pen. It is a lacquered, black lacquered finish. It is a slip top. Alright, and it is a cartridge converter style pen. This pen did not come with a Waterman converter. I happen to have a bunch of them because I tend to buy a lot of Waterman pens. So I went ahead and slapped one of those in, and I used a Waterman black for my ink. So rather than use a cartridge, I said that's it, I'm using a converter. So very nice, solid, and hefty pen. So that's one of the first things I noticed. It's got some good heft to it. You know that you're picking up a good size and potentially good quality pen as soon as you pick it up. This being the CT version, you know, there are several different versions, and essentially all it is the style, or you know, the trim that's on the pen. Right, so you've got that deep black lacquered finish, and you got that chrome colored trim across the whole thing. So it's supposed to be more of an urban design. And when you look at the nib, you've got that beautiful, actually it's a very nice looking nib, and I'll probably get you a nice better shot of that. On the nib, you've got that 23 karat gold on a stainless steel nib. And they do a right good job of it. Now, you'll notice here it's got the Waterman Paris right on there. It's got the W on that clip. One of the things I noticed about this particular one, this is an older model. It's got to be an older model because the newer models, quite honestly, in taking a look at them, there's two things that I see differently. Number one is this clip. On the newer ones, that bifurcation goes all the way up from the pictures that I've seen. Not that I've touched a newer model. And the other thing is the cap. The cap comes all the way down and covers up this portion, this section right here. And quite honestly, that looks to be part of the section on the newer models. Whereas when you pull this off here, you've got this portion here, then you got a step down, step down, step down, and then you've got that nib collar. Whereas on the newer ones, it seems like all this is part of the section and is underneath the cap rather than being part of the section and the cap meets at that first step down of that section. All right, so a little different. The other thing that I've seen, there must be some transitional too, because I have seen ones with the cap that comes all the way down to here, and in addition to that, it's got the same style clip, but also I've seen it where it's black lacquered there behind that W. So different style clip thrown in there, different length of the cap on top, and that section portion here on this particular model actually shows. Well, the brand new ones, like I said, have got that seem to have the longer cap, and this portion seems to go underneath that cap rather than the way this one is done. Quite honestly, it doesn't matter to me either way. All I know is this was brand new. So since it was still new and never having been used, it didn't bother me at all that this one is slightly older. So you get a nice lacquered barrel down to, you get a step down for the end, and you've got a nice black button here. When you take off the cap, you can have it post very nicely because that's going to be a nice tight fit back here. So that's not going to go anywhere. It's not going to fly off on you. However, this pen is so hefty, you really don't want that because it's a nice long throw on that pen, and it's also a little back weighted when you do that because you got some good heft to that cap. So quite honestly, it's long enough and it is heavy enough to be by its own, and I don't want to back weight that pen with that cap. You've got that step down here, so 1, 2, 3 or so step downs, and quite honestly, if you don't like an all metal section, you may not like this. It doesn't bother me. I'm one of those where I take the pen as it is and I go to use it and work with it as is. That's just my way. But I can deal with this very nicely. It's not going to slip out of my fingers, and it's not going to slide on me. It's still going to be comfortable to write with, and I'm going to tell you, you're going to want to write with one of these. It's just an excellent, excellent pen. So I'll tell you what I'll do. I'll go ahead and show you some statistics about this particular pen. Now keep in mind, those stats are based upon this, the one I'm holding in my hand, new old stock that is slightly different, but I'll take that to be fully representative of the new pens as well. And then we'll give you a full writing sample to show you how this baby performs. Alright, now that you've seen all the statistics that you could possibly want to know about this particular pen, let's go ahead and give her a writing sample. What I chose to fill her with is Waterman ink. Of course, this one, written in French, noir, it is Waterman black. And it was made in France, 50 milliliter bottle, where it says here, Waterman approximately 2 ounces here. So, that's the ink that I chose to use. I've used this before, and it's like just a slightly older bottle of Waterman ink. Alright, let's go ahead and see how this new Perspective writes. So it is a Waterman Perspective. And it has Waterman black ink. Very, very smooth. This is what I expect out of a Waterman pen. It's what I would expect out of a pen that's the MSRP is like $175 or $150 or so, or $180, however much it is. I have seen them range in price, whether on eBay or from various sellers, anywhere from $125 to $180. You expect quality, you expect it to write smoothly, and that's what this is, a very smooth writing pen. And like I said, I got this a lot cheaper than any of those prices that I just mentioned. But it is a very nice, smooth writing pen. It glides across the page. Very nice, smooth writer. I wouldn't hesitate to use this one whatsoever. I'm not going to do the quick brown fox thing because that's not me. But you just saw the writing sample. You just saw how smoothly it glides across the page. A little bit of feedback, which you would expect with any fountain pen. But just an excellent, excellent smooth writing pen. Very impressed with it and very happy with my new Perspective, Waterman, Paris, France. So there you go. Thank you for asking me, by the way, if I had a Waterman Perspective in my conversation. And I try to keep up with you guys on social media the best I can. I try to answer questions and pose them. I may not answer every single one because, quite honestly, I get wrapped up in other things. Keep in mind, too, discount codes are available in the comments or in the video description down below. Look for those for a couple of different sellers. Also, t-shirts are still available. If you would like to get one of those Fountain Pen Fanatic t-shirts, those are available for your purchase at a rather low price. Other than that, remember to hit like and subscribe. Thank you so much for watching. I can't continue this channel without you guys. Otherwise, there's no point in doing it. And, I get a pen like this, and it's part of my personal collection. It's not like somebody sending me pens and saying, hey, can you review this for us? Or a viewer sending me a pen and asking me to do a review and send the pen back or anything like that. I spend my own money on these. So what you see here came out of my own pocket. So as I am experiencing them and liking them, I'm trying to share them with you, which was the whole point of my channel, is to help you along in your collecting as well. Thanks for watching.